Well, hello and welcome to our Q&A. And we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, I'd like to start out with, we're going to do a CD giveaway. So anybody that wants our newest CD with me and my sisters, comment below and we'll put you in the drawing for next week.
Okay, can I get in the drawing?
Yes, you can get it. Of course, I can just give you one. Oh, and here's my Christmas CD, and this is, I'll give this one away too. So let me know if you want the Christmas one or the sister one. That's me. This is a snowman I made. I'm 16 years old there, and my dad painted my name, spray painted my name on there.
Pictures are a little washed out just because it's...
Yeah, it's an old picture. And this one's got Silent Night on it. And this is just me singing.
Silent Night is my all-time favorite song.
Yeah, he listens to it over and over. So let me know if you want that one. You want to win that one. And we'll do the drawing next week on our Q&A. Okay, here's the two CDs. So do you want Just for Fun with me and my sister? Or just Pollyanna, the Christmas one. So comment below. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with
Sapphire Relaxed Hair.
She says, Amen. I like that quote about losing and winning. And I said, losing makes winning much sweeter. Makes the win much sweeter. I think that's what she's talking about. And the food looks delicious. Doug doesn't smile much in the videos, does he? I said, no, he doesn't. I've noticed that too. He's always so tired when he comes to the house, and he gets headaches a lot. And so I think he's just always in a lot of pain. At least he comes and tries to join in with the family and stuff. So I bet it's hard for him to smile. And I like you said, maybe he's not a smiling person.
A smiler. Okay. Actually, I want to add something to losing and winning in sports. I tell my grandkids, forget about winning and losing. Think about winning or learning. I
like that. Not winning or losing, winning or learning.
Learn what mistakes you made and overcome them.
Just say, well, I won't be doing that again. Apparently that didn't work. Okay, why don't you read the next one? Grateful.
Okay, Grateful MC. Nice three-pointer, Talan. How old and how tall is he?
Talan is 14 and he's 6 feet. I think, yeah, 6 feet. And it's wonderful how many of the grandkids events you all attend.
Okay, 6 feet and say how old he is.
14. Yeah. Yeah, he's tall. He'll probably get at least 6'5". I think his dad's 6'5". So that's just awesome. And the three-pointer was really nice to see. I'm glad I captured it on film. Okay, Seeds Toplin. Can you do a video to show how you apply your makeup? You're always so pretty. Oh, well. and I see you doing your eyebrows now. Yeah, I'm doing just a little bit darker, kind of accentuate them a little bit more. Yeah,
they're covered.
Yeah, that kind of, I have to cut my bangs once a month. They grow fast, so it's time to trim them again. And I'll have to show you a video on how I cut my bangs. But I'll do one on my makeup. I kind of hate doing that because you have to see the before. It's kind of scary. But then you see the after. So
the only ones that I think are kind of time-consuming is where they shave off their eyebrows and they paint them
back on.
100% on.
Yeah, they do that. I would that's a lot of work, yeah. Okay. Kimberly. Why don't you do that one?
Kimberly Niven. I always do blessing bags.
Okay, in the video last week we were talking about how you can help people, the 7 ways to get the Christmas spirit, and one of them was to give things to people. And Kimberly's not really asking a question, but I put her comment on here because I liked what she does. Okay, go ahead and read what she does.
They have socks, mittens, deodorant, a toothbrush, toothpaste, some various snacks like crackers, a can of 2 of tuna and some drink powders, and 1 or 2 McDonald's gift cards. $5 and a $5 bill. Oh, for $5 and a $5 bill. I get all the sock snacks and other things at the Dollar Tree. I keep about 20 of these in my vehicle most of the time.
Good idea.
And hand them out when I see someone in need. They also have a printout of all the city resources for the city I live in with addresses and phone numbers. I feel like I never know if somebody that could be me or one of my family members.
It's true.
It's not a lot, but I feel it lets them know they matter.
So I put that on there because I thought it's a really good idea to do blessing bags, she calls them. And then she stocks them with those things in there and keeps it about 20 in her car at all times.
I know the panhandlers, they're not usually not hurting for food, but they do like maybe a cup of coffee, just a hot cup of coffee or something, and unfortunately maybe a cigarette or something. But anyway, sometimes cash is...
Yeah, but I like the idea
sometimes
of the blessing bags.
Yeah, I love
it. Just
those.
kind of adds a little bit more than just handing them $1 or whatever you have in your purse at the time. Because I'd say 99.9% of the time I do not have cash. And I do pay tithing for our church, and the church takes care of a lot of things with the tithing. But sometimes you just be led by the Spirit. They say that person right there needs help right now, and just follow the Spirit and help that person, even though your tithing money is going to a good cause and helping out. That's a wonderful opportunity to actually meet the person you're helping, to see them face to face and look into their eyes and help them and see the gratitude that they have too, and be guided by the Spirit, because sometimes that person really doesn't need help and sometimes they really do, and you don't know. And so that's why you need the Spirit to guide you. But so I think that the blessing bags are a good idea to keep on hand and help that person out. Okay, Vicki Gillespie.
I would call it Gillespie.
Gillespie.
Yeah.
The donuts look good. How do you make your icing? Good question, because I don't say anything about the icing for the donuts. It's really simple, just powdered sugar and water. And that's all it is. And just...
And where do you buy the
very
little sprinkle things you put on?
I get them at Walmart, and you can do coconut sugar,
Is it just a little
the icing.
tube of the sprinkle things?
It just comes in a little canister.
It'd probably be with the cake mixes, probably.
On the bake aisle, yeah. And that's all it is powdered sugar and a really little bit of water. And just kind of stir it in and see how you like the consistency.
It'd definitely be cheaper than buying the ready-made.
Yeah, the ready-made's too thick.
Well, in a tube.
That's too thick.
And that would easily cost $2 or $3.
Yeah, so don't do that. Don't buy the one in the can or in the tube. It's too thick. That's for cakes. Donuts, you need it to be a little on the runnier side so it just drips over the donuts. So I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, Daniel Lefko. Hi, Roseanne. What are you giving Joe for Christmas? I can't say because he's sitting right here. No, usually I'll get you a pair of pants and a couple of shirts.
And the only thing I don't want, no socks. No,
we got plenty of socks.
And no tie.
You're putting your order in?
Yeah.
No, ties, you haven't a ton of those. So that we don't give a lot. We don't spend a lot on Christmas. We don't have the money. Even if we had the money, I wouldn't spend a lot. I would always tell my kids, I go, even if I was a billionaire, I would not give you money. You have to earn it. Because it just doesn't do anybody any good just to give them something, except for Christmas and their birthdays. So I tell them, you don't have to work for that, for Christmases or birthdays, but for on your own everyday thing, you got to earn it. Okay, let's read the next one.
Ancestral Bliss. I always appreciate your quotes. Here's one for you.
Good to know. And this isn't a question, but I liked her. Well, she has a question at the last, but I liked this quote, so I put it in there.
Go ahead and read it.
Oh, I was going to let you do it. Okay, listen to your elders' advice. Not because they're always right, but because they have more experience at being wrong.
I've heard that one before. I love that one. I love that one.
They've messed up a lot, so they they know. And then her question is, I was wondering if you and Papa O have a favorite memory of Christmas when you were a child. You want to tell one you have?
My mother was in the middle of starting to get a divorce and getting a divorce.
And you were up in Canada
when I was up to my 8th birthday. I have no memories at all of Christmas or a Christmas tree. And one time I went out into the woods with my hatchet.
Well, I was going to say your mom gave you a hatchet at age 5.
Yeah. Well, it was just a little short hatchet, and I cut and I dragged it home, and we put that up. But as far as gifts, I just don't remember any.
I can't imagine. Let's see, how old's Ender? He's 5. I can't imagine giving Ender a hatchet.
I know.
And just every day you were out chopping. I don't know. But you loved it. And then having, like, say, Ender chopping a tree down and bringing it home. It's just.
Well, you didn't see. We were within a 3-minute walking distance would be where there are trees.
Yeah, where there are trees. But still, didn't that take a long time to hatchet a tree down?
No, it's a little one, like a couple feet tall. Yeah.
But that's just amazing. Yeah.
But one time we did chop a bigger tree down. It took us several days to get through it.
You and
Colin.
Colin, your brother Colin.
And one of the neighbors got curious about what we're doing, where we're going, and it happened to be within 50 feet of a house or something, and the neighbor got really worried, and he said, I will finish the tree off. We've got to make it fall in a different direction.
It was falling towards his house, probably.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it was his, but he saved the day. Where was my dad?
Or
my mom?
Both work. I don't know. They
both worked.
Back then, kids just
made it.
Went out and played all day. Then they'd come back for supper.
My mom's favorite phrase: "If you're hungry, eat bread."
My mom would say that too.
Would she really?
I'm hungry, so eat some bread. Guess that's all we had was bread. Oh, and my favorite memories. My dad made Christmas really fun. He would. We didn't get a lot in presents, with 13 kids. You're not going to get a lot. So I remember maybe getting one thing. No, I can't remember what I got. I remember getting a dolly once. But what I remember is Santa coming to the house, and the lights would go out, and we carried on that tradition with our family. And the Santa would go around and ask the kids what he wanted. He'd ask us, and he'd give us an orange and chocolate candy, and his hands were always so cold, and it's just so exciting. We'd all hop in bed when the lights went out.
When I did it with our kids, I'd go out and put my hands in the snow, purposely make them cold.
Yeah.
So that when I went
Santa would do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. And one year I remember. A couple weeks, about a month before Christmas, I remember my sister Kathy. She was a year older than me, and I was probably 14, and she was 16, and I could hear her coughing. We all slept out in a room that it was just cinder blocks stacked up, and
the roof was just
and the roof was
a tin roof.
A tin roof. And there's no heat or anything, and so there were 6 of us girls in that one room, about the size of this room here, I'd say. Yeah, about this size.
Maybe 10 feet by 10 feet or something.
Yeah, And she was coughing, and she says, "Oh, Roseanne, go tell Mom I'm coughing up blood." And I said, "Uh-oh." So I went and told Mom, and then they took her to the doctor, and they didn't know what was wrong with her. And, so blood was getting into her lungs somehow, and she would cough it up, and she didn't know if this was going to be her last Christmas. And Santa, he would come in with these amazing sounding bells, and we could never see Santa, and we could never see the bells, but we could hear them. And so she wanted she wanted to feel Santa's bells. And so when Santa came to her bed, he said, "What do you want?" And she said, "I want to fill your bells, Santa, because I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the next Christmas." And that was, I could hear Santa crying. I could hear him. And she just said, "Wow." So I couldn't believe she was brave enough to ask that, because I would never dare ask that. And then after Christmas, it was like a miracle. She just believed if she could touch the Christmas bells that she would get better. And the next time we saw the doctor, he figured out what was wrong. He says, "Your valve is opening, but it's not closing," or it's something like that. The valve isn't opening and closing right, and so the blood's going into your lungs instead of going out the other side, because blood goes into the heart and then it goes out of the heart. So it goes through like that, pumps through all day, and hers wasn't exiting, or something like that. And then we were able to, she had open heart surgery, and they were able to get her better, and she believed it was because of the Christmas bells, Santa's Christmas bells. So that was just amazing, and we just always had really special Christmases because our dad would make it special like that. And I remember our mom would sew, kind of like I do. Maybe that's why I sew. She would sewing, trying to get outfits ready for us, dresses, jammies. She would just sew like crazy, trying to get them done in time. And I did do that one Christmas Eve. I didn't get around to sewing the jammies till Christmas Eve, and I was up till like 6 in the morning sewing jammies. So that was not a good idea. And I remember we could hear the bells, and we'd all run outside to listen for them. And I remember just running around the house and just being so excited. And it was just, the bells is what makes Christmas exciting for me, the sound of those bells. So comment below what you like about Christmas. And it's a real good question, what your favorite memory is as a child. And what brings the magic to you. And I remember the first year me and Papa O got married. I remember getting a little sock and putting something in it, and you kind of got excited a little bit, huh?
Like Santa filled the socks.
Yeah, and then
how you put your stocking up there, and then they get filled with candy.
It was oranges and candy and nuts like walnuts and almonds, the ones that you have to actually crack. And then Papa O made it possible that Santa came to our house, so he took care of that we did have Santa. Okay, one last question. Family is everything. This is Sunday dinner when it was just Davy's family, and they came over and they did chores because they were on the naughty list.
They lost privileges.
They lost privileges. And so April, Davy says, "If you got any chores for him to do," so we put him to work. And she would, Family is Everything was wondering where Ender was. He wasn't in the video much because he wasn't on the naughty list. He was playing with clay and coloring.
Cutting papers.
And cutting papers.
Well, he likes to make little books out of papers.
Yeah. So he was pretty happy that he was not on the naughty list, and he was just having fun,
well,
just
some of the
enjoying.
Grandkids want to do chores.
Yeah, Ambry, she was not on the naughty list, but she wanted to help. She said, "I want to help," and she was having fun. And Ender wanted to go out and help shovel, but of course that's too hard for him to do that. Okay, we'll close with a couple of quotes. And and make sure you comment below if you want a CD. And there's 22 songs on here with me and my sisters. Or I can, if you want a Christmas one, let me know. I can give a Christmas one away too, also. So, what was that quote you had?
I was just trying to remember it. Well, it was, "Be kind, because everybody has a tough life.
Everybody has troubles, yeah.
Everybody has
Be
troubles.
kind to everyone you meet, because everyone is dealing with something in their life.
Something difficult.
Yeah, so don't think that everybody around you is getting off with no troubles. Everybody has troubles. Everybody has trials. If we could walk around with this big sign on us, what we're going through, everybody would be a lot more compassionate. They wouldn't be
Or if
so...
you pick somebody out that you know and said, I wish I could be in his shoes and have everything he has.
Yeah, I say.
And then he starts telling you all his troubles.
You
and
go,
you want to
"Oh."
trade and say, I'll keep my own troubles. Yours are worse.
Yeah, keep your own crosses to bear, because you might not want somebody else's. But everybody's dealing with something, so that's a really good quote. Let's see. Let's pick a quote. Gratitude and attitude are not challenges, they are choices.
Huh.
So choose your attitude. Even if you think, oh, well, there's always somebody worse off than you, and there's always somebody that's better off than you. And it depends on who you're going to compare yourself to. Just don't compare yourself. Remember your own personal record. What are you dealing with? What have you triumphed on today? What have you conquered? And don't compare yourself, because you just don't know what that other person's dealing with. And we'll go ahead and...
I have another one. I just made up. It's probably from somebody else's. But
okay.
If you're having a bad day and feeling really sad, smile, even if you don't feel like smiling, because in a few minutes you'll be happier because you actually smiled.
Yeah.
And your battery's going.
And my battery's going. And sometimes it is hard to smile, but just do the best you can, because then you'll feel like it. Act happy, and then you'll feel happy. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and make sure you ring that bell and look for the rose. And good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, we need to comment on Papa O's teeth. We have to be very careful kissing, because his gums are really tender. Because he had three teeth pulled.
They kind of operated and dug out 3 broken teeth.
Yeah,
and
so...
never do 3 teeth at once.
I know, I was surprised you did all 3. All right, we'll see you.